Hello, Abyssal Travelers. My name is Nyla, and I will be your guide through the abyss. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience with the Goddess Hekate, who I call Mother Hekate, because, a lot of you might not, agree with this, but, I do believe that she has told me personally, that we are spiritually related to one another. Um, that I am a daughter of hers. Um, and by that I mean, like demigod type of thing. But this is not a god complex type of thing. I don't believe in demigods, the way that they're depicted in Greek mythology with, magical powers and all of this stuff. No, my opinion about the whole demigod thing is that, uh, as a daughter of Hekate, my spiritual being um, was sent down and was sent here um, in a fully human body, in a fully human experience. Uh, and so, my truest self is in the spirit realm and in spirit form is that of a daughter of Hekate herself. But as I am presently, I am just, another human like everybody else. And that's my opinion about the whole demigod thing. That is why I believe in demigods. That's why I believe they exist, and why I believe that, the Mother Hekate, my Mother Hekate, has given me confirmation, that I am one of her daughters. And, yeah. Um, and I'll go into detail as to how exactly that information came about, later on, a little bit later on, because in order for you to understand, that perspective, I have to go back to the very beginning of, my experience with Hekate, and how I came into, knowing Hekate herself. And so, in order to do that, we have to go all the way back into my early, like early toddler days. Maybe something around 5, 6, or 7 years old. Maybe even before that. And I remember having and being very very obsessive, or very, interested in keys themselves. I remember very vividly back in childhood that I had a toy box in the closet that was filled absolutely full of just random keys. And but back then I was what most people would consider Christian, and I really didn't have much of a choice on that, because my mom's ex-husband, not wife. I don't have a wife, I'm single, unfortunately. But my mom's ex-husband forced us all to go to church, go to a Christian church, and go to mostly evangelical churches. So, yeah, that was a whole thing. But I never really got into the evangelical church or Christian church in general. I tried to for a little while in my teenage years. But ultimately, all it did was make me angry, pissed off all the time. So, what ended up happening is I came into I came into contact or found these skeptic channels, atheistic channels on YouTube, and I began to watch them, and, they said a lot of things that I was thinking myself, you know, and in doing, research, because I had a lot of questions about Christianity, I had a lot of questions about the Bible, I had a lot of questions about, God and the devil and, hell and all of this. And while I'm doing this research, I watched a lot of YouTube, so eventually, the two worlds collided, and I found, YouTube channels that talked about atheism and things. And so for a little while, I called myself an atheist. And that's just what I was. I was an atheist. I didn't believe in, spirituality. I didn't believe in God, or gods. I didn't believe in any type of religion. But the thing was that I, even as a very young child, was always drawn to, like, witchcraft and, things of that nature, And I didn't really understand why that was for a long time until, a couple of years ago when I went to stay for about 4 months with my, blood father. And, as it turned out, he told me himself that, our family is, Native American. And so it makes sense why that I was so into so into witchcraft and so into, the more spiritual side of, the more spiritual side of, the beliefs and practices surrounding gods and goddesses and all of this stuff. And why I was never really drawn to Christianity, why I was never really drawn to, anything that, surrounded, going to a building or a church and, worshiping a god, or finding the one true truth, any type of, belief or idea around that, I just, it didn't connect. It didn't connect with me, it wasn't my thing, and I'm not, putting those people down, or anything like that. It just wasn't for me. And so during this time, while I'm going through this phase of atheism, I am in this, this, social media app called Amino, and, I'm in, but in Amino, I'm mostly in, I was for a very long time, mostly in, like, RP groups, where we do, like, where we would do, text RP, and fight RP, a lot of that stuff, a lot of character creation. It was basically D&D, but instead of, board games and the board games and the figurines and the little figurines and, the dungeon master, it was just all text. And your character was basically what they call it? It was like building a document, you know. You would just have your character's name, its stats, his or her stats, its backstory, weapons, things of that nature. And you would list all of that out in like a document type of thing that you would save to your profile, so that everyone could see it. But anyway, as I'm over time, as I'm in this amino app, I decided to look into like witchcraft stuff, and I'd been kind of looking into it online and on YouTube as well, little bits here and there, not very deeply. um it was just a passing interest, and so I get into this um witchcraft community that is on amino, and I am seeing all kinds of different things. There's all kinds of different types of practices. There's all different types of you know uh, chat rooms that talk about different gods, goddesses, that talk about different types of practices, different types of spells and all and stuff that were listed in people's profiles. It was just one big central hub for basically spirituality and witchcraft and all of that. And I and while I'm in this app, I am constantly seeing this one chat room that says, Hekate, devotees of Hekate. And on this chat room, there's a picture of this like old school key. And I keep getting drawn to this chat room, but I never actually go into it. Until one day, my curiosity piqued, and I went into this chat room. And in doing so, I learned a lot about the Goddess Hekate. And not only did I learn a lot about her through this chat room, I started to do a lot of online research. And then, my my obsession, my interest with keys as a child, it suddenly snapped for me, and that the Goddess Hekate, in even, before I was born, had chosen me. She had picked me. And this is why that, really, the Christian religion did not stick with me. It did not, it never, it just didn't, it wasn't, how do I put this? It was like I was daydreaming constantly in church. It was like it was never real to me. I would listen to the things that they say, and I would get that feeling of Jesus that came over me. But I believe a lot of that was just, emotional manipulation through the types of music that they used, and the way that the preachers would talk about specific types of random, ordinary, everyday trials and tribulations that everybody goes through, no matter who you are. And it reeled me in for a little while. That kind of stuff they make it very easy just to fall into place with this Christian religion, especially in fundamentalism and in Pentecostal or evangelical churches. They make it very easy. with the music and with the way that they preach to you. And so anyway, having discovered, that the Goddess Hekate had been, calling to me, had chosen me, basically since I was born, uh, I had the question of, well, if this is the case, am I one of your daughters? And so I asked her personally. Well, let me back up a little bit. The first thing that I did was I have this katana that's basically just a training katana. It's not sharpened or anything. It's in my closet. I offered that I did an offering to her with that, in order to place myself as one of her devotees. And then, over time, as I discovered these things, I asked her personally, because that's where my mind went with all these discoveries of mine, if I was one of her daughters, or her daughter, to be specific. And the first night, the first day, she didn't answer me, so I figured, well, okay, that's not the case, so I'll move on. But on the second night, she came to me in my dream, and she said to me, what was it exactly that she said? It was something along the lines of, I've been waiting for you to figure this out for a long time, or I've been wondering when you were going to figure it out. But anyway, she came to me in her dream, in my dream on the second night, and confirmed my suspicions. And so that was, and that is the tell of how I became, or how I figured out that I am a daughter of Hekate. And so my experience from there was more along the lines of, I really just didn't do a whole lot with that. I didn't really go too deeply into it. I didn't, do a whole lot of ritualistic things or anything like that for a long time. And even though I didn't, the Mother Hekate was constantly, giving me tests. She was constantly testing me. She would put obstacles in my path that I would have to overcome. And sometimes I did, and sometimes I didn't. And the times that I didn't, I would have to start over and do it again until I did overcome those challenges. And that's kind of what it's like to be, a daughter of Hekate. As well as there's a big difference between, being a daughter of Hekate, being chosen by Hekate, and being, going to Hekate yourself. The differences are, being a daughter of Hekate, she is a lot more, she's a lot more mother-like. She's a lot more loving, a lot more caring. She takes a lot more time with me than she would with most other people. She is very patient. She's very understanding. She's very down to earth and grounded with me, because she does understand my situation. She does understand that there are things going on right now in my life that, make it so that I cannot 100% give myself to her, because it's not safe for me to do so right now, because of the people that I live with currently. And and then you have, the path of where she chooses you. And it's similar to being a daughter of Hekate. But she does have that more stern, motherly, strict, stern, motherly energy. Even though she chooses you, she expects a lot from you. She's going to put you through a great many a challenge, and she's going to do so from the point of view of a coach, of a motherly coach type of energy. And then, and last but not least, we have the path of you are going to Mother Hekate. You yourself are coming to Mother Hekate to ask for her guidance, and she is going to be very, very strict. You're going to get a very teacher-like energy. She's going to teach you because that's what you're coming to her for. She's not going to go easy on you. She's not going to put up with your bullshit. She's going to give you what you came for. And because she is a dark goddess, she will put you through the ringer. Because that's what you've asked for. That's what you've asked for. That's what you've come to her for. You've come to her in order to be to be taught. You've come to her for her wisdom. You've come to her to overcome something. You've come to her, you've come to her in order to learn. And she's going to teach. And that's just the way she is. She has, she has different types of acting and being for different types of situations. She's not going to be single-minded about any one type of situation, even if you are, a daughter of Hekate, even if she has chosen you, even if you are coming to her to be taught. Her position on certain types of teaching are going to be very different, and she's going to approach them in very different ways. She's not a single-sided, a one-sided type of goddess. She doesn't have just one way of teaching. She has many ways of teaching. And because of this, she can be a difficult goddess to work with if you're not used to, being versatile with your craft, being versatile with how you learn, being versatile with how you go about your practices and your rituals and all of that. She can be quite difficult. But the benefit of that is that you will learn to be versatile. You will learn to expect the unexpected. You will learn to be able to handle any situation that comes to you, because she's going to teach you in different lessons in vastly different ways. No one lesson that she teaches you is going to be exactly the same. There might be a couple here and there that are very similar, and then she might take you way off down another path that is completely askewed from anything that she's been teaching you in the last, couple of lessons. And you don't know when it's gonna happen either. You just don't know. And that's the way that she teaches. And that's the way that she likes to teach. She wants the people that she's teaching to be able to handle any situation that is thrown at them, regardless of what it is. And she's also very very drawn to people who are outcasts, I would say, rebels, people who don't fit in, people who are off the cuff. And that's where that motherly energy comes in. That's where that desire to teach in a way that is so vastly different every single time, because you are different, because you are an outsider, because you don't have the resources that maybe other people do. She wants to teach you to be able to get to a place where you can get those resources yourself, or to make them yourself, or to find someone who can hook you up with those resources. She wants you to be versatile in every aspect of life, so that you can survive in any situation that you're in, regardless of what it is. Regardless of where you live, regardless of how poor or how much money you have, you know? And that is, you know, my experience with the Mother Hekate myself. So, anyway, that is my story, that's my understanding and, experience with Hekate. I know that some of you probably won't agree with this, but, I will tell you that no one person is going to have an exact same or cookie cutter experience with the Mother Hekate, because the way that she teaches is so different for each and every person. And my experience may be vastly different from your experience with her. And so that's something just to watch out for when you are, if you're thinking about working with the Mother Hekate, or if you are in the process of starting work with the Mother Hekate. So yeah, that is, it's gonna wrap this video up for the day. If you, hold on. If you did, enjoy the video, please leave a like down below, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I hope this video has helped you to better understand and to better make a decision whether or not, you know, you want to work with with Hekate, or, you know, just helped you to get a little bit more information about what to expect when you're working with the Mother Hekate. I hope this video has earned your subscription, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Shadows whisper slow.